Now let's go for our last rectangle. And I recommend you to do those six just to have like follow along, to have different examples, different approaches, because on each of these I try to set focus on a different method. Especially the first one is like the most basic thing that is really good to understand. And now for the last one, I like to give another example by using black and white. So I'm just having my selection, and now I'm really like blocking out some really hard shapes. And this is something that also gets you into a different thinking, because you start kind of like your brain just works differently on that. Like, you just, even here now I'm like, oh wow, that's might be some kind of flying object, or maybe a cliff, or like I already start seeing stuff, just by doing lines. And now I can just copy the layer, and when you have your rough block out, do the same thing with your selections. So basically make a selection, for example, of the white parts, and then I'm going for a darker sky. And here I want to have some structure on that cliff, or if it's even a cliff, I don't know. But it's very clear how quickly you can create something like without revealing too much, and keeping that mechanism to stay mysterious, but yet inspiring. Everything for yourself, like, so that it inspires yourself. Not like you don't want to appeal to anyone with these composition sketches. You just want to trigger your brain into these aha moments, into these moments where like, that could be this, and yeah, like I know what I want to tell here. So yeah, give yourself these moments. And I just totally fell into the trap, like, of rendering this vehicle, like whatever it is. It just got me. You see how quick this happens, right? So yeah. it's just happening so quick, it's crazy. So don't fall for it. Although I'm talking, it's almost like an addiction, you will want to. Okay, enough of that. Let's give it here some rough shapes, and then it's fine. Like, with that wonderful brush we just created, we can give it some structure here. Oops. And don't hesitate to give it like some big structure, because this can be interesting later on, and like re-inspire your own process depending on what you do. Okay, now okay, one second. Let me just give it a little separation from the background. This was probably the longest, but you can see what a. I mean, this is actually interesting because you can see what a crazy potential this black and white thing holds. For the first thing, for the first moment, you would say, okay, black and white might be like the weakest options of all of these things we tried, but it's actually like super powerful. As you can see, you can really like inspire inspire yourself for quite a large amount in a very fast way. Okay, enough talking with this. On to the next part of the class.